This is Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related, and for today's news video, we'll be covering everything we learned about Stadia from the Made by Google event. We now have a quick look at the UI, some updated info on the controllers, some Twitter celebrations, but first let's start with the big news, and that's the release date and shipping info. Yes, you heard that right, we finally have a launch date for Stadia and we can start counting down the days. November 19th it is, and I couldn't be more excited. As expected, it's launching on a Tuesday, which is more than likely to avoid a sudden rush of users coming online at once, at least that would be my guess. On top of that, we also learned some info on the shipping. According to the official Google blog post, Stadia will be arriving at our doorsteps on the 19th, so they will be shipping slightly before that. Now with that said, shipping will be done in order of pre-orders. Hopefully all of them will arrive before the 19th, but the wording does make it sound like some may not get theirs until after that date. Now on the bright side, once yours has shipped, you will get an email notifying you, and shortly after that, you'll receive a code to activate your Stadia account and Stadia Pro membership. This should allow you to access Stadia through a browser or any other compatible device on the 19th, whether or not you've received your Founders Edition. To be very clear, that is an assumption in my case, but I would find it weird if they let you make an account and not access it. Now the next bit of news is something I've been waiting to see for a long time, and that's a quick peek at the UI. The official Stadia channel uploaded a quick overview of the platform, and I'll be sure to link it down below in the description. You're seeing a clip of it right now in the background. It does contain some useful information for those new to Stadia, so I'd recommend you go check it out if that's the case. But more importantly, it gave us the first glimpse at the UI for the television and mobile phone. Now to say the least, it looks very clean and puts a heavy focus on the games as it should. It definitely seems to be done in a minimalism style, and I'm really into the backdrop wallpaper of the game being placed. It's very reminiscent of the Netflix UI, but without the text placed everywhere, and that gives it a more cleaner and finished look. The phone UI seems to follow a similar format, and we also get to see what the friends list looks like on the phone too. Not only that, but it also looks like we now know what the Founders badge will look like. All the usernames seem to match their portraits on this list, but the player in this case is named Stadia Founder. Not only that, but they also seem to have a unique symbol next to their name that nobody else on this list has. I can only assume that that will be the badge founding members get. Now we have to discuss some slightly bad news. In the same overview video we just saw a clip of, there was some small print when talking about the Google Stadia controller, in which it states, "At launch, wireless play with the Stadia controller is only available on TV using a Chromecast Ultra." Sounds like if you want to use the controller on your local desktop or laptop, you're going to be needing to play with it wired. The same would go for a compatible mobile phone or tablet. My take on this is that it's kind of confusing. I'm not sure exactly why this would be, since it's connecting the Wi-Fi to reach the Stadia server and not the Chromecast itself, but I'm sure they have their reasons. At the very least, the wording does imply that we will be getting wireless support for the rest of the devices later down the road. Another quick bit of news to share that just came in while making this video is that we now have an idea of what the retail packaging for the Premier Edition will look like. Here, just take a look. As you can see, it's a simple but clean looking box. Also, it seems to include a little thank you card for being one of the first to hop on board to Stadia. There's not much else to share or say, but I thought some of you might be interested in seeing the packaging. You can definitely expect a full unboxing once I receive my Founders Edition come November 19th. I also want to point out that the Founders Edition in the UK has officially been sold out, so if you're wanting to get a Founders Edition still and you live in the UK, your only option is to order from a different place that still has it in stock. Otherwise, you're gonna have to end up getting a Premier Edition, which has now replaced it. Now the last bit of news is one that surrounds the Twitter celebrations, all talking about Stadia's launch. Multiple game and development studios' Twitter accounts have started to confirm their games being launch titles on Stadia, or just hyping up the release. Now to be very clear, not all of the studios or game accounts have, but I thought it would be good to share the excitement. So that leaves me with a question for you. What game are you planning to pick up as your first purchase on Stadia, and why? Personally, I'm eyeing out Guilt. It looks like a fantastic title and one I can't wait to play. Now to be perfectly honest, I'm not one that's into the horror genre, in fact I avoid them like a plague. But I do love the storytelling focus they've presented in this game so far. Anyways, I look forward to reading your responses below, as I am really interested in seeing what games most people will be picking up on Stadia's launch. Overall, the Made by Google event didn't really include too much new information that we didn't know, but it included very important information. We got a quick glimpse at the UI, we got some information about the controller, but most importantly, we now have a release date. I've already marked my calendars and started counting down the days. I can't remember the last time I was this excited for a platform's launch. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful at all, be sure to hit that like button as it really does help the channel out. And if you're wanting more content like this, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. For today's end of video message, I want to give you all a big thanks for understanding why I've been away the past few days. Now, for those of you that don't know, I was taking some time off to enjoy the Thanksgiving weekend with my family. On top of that, I also wanted to take some time to work on some stuff in the background that I've started falling behind on. Either way, I'm happy to be back, and you can expect the daily uploads to continue. I'm more excited now than ever before, simply because we have a release date and we can start counting down the days. We're actually only a little bit over a month away. Speaking of which, I want to just take a little bit of time to explain what the future of this channel will look like. Once Stadia has officially launched, you can certainly expect game reviews, previews, interviews, and some streams in between. I definitely plan on keeping these news videos as well, and the typical discussion topics I bring up. Basically, I just want to make sure that you all understand that there will definitely be more variety in videos come Stadia's launch, and I can't wait to provide them. Anyways, this has been Generation Stadia, giving you that daily dose of everything and anything Stadia related. The Gen S community is officially over 1,000 strong and growing by the day. And until next time, I'll catch you in the clouds.